Okay, I got this mystery box from someone who sells to me. I don't know what's in it. I suspect it's probably about the same thing, but there's always a mixture. I'm going to share this with you. We're going to do an unboxing. I'm going to show you what's in this, and we're going to talk about it in this video, so stay tuned. If this isn't like Christmas, I don't know what is. Even when you kind of know what might be in here. I was not sent a list before I opened this. I just can only guess from past purchases from this person. They are a viewer of the channel, they are a collector, and they also submit coins and things like that. A really nice person here. I do appreciate, I know you're watching this, and I appreciate it, man. Let's see if that'll work. Ta-da! Oh, surprise. Wow, this is a surprise. Never expected that. It says on the side, U.S. Mint and Coins by A.M. Smith. So let's take a look at this. Wow. Oh my. This is a history of the U.S. Mint. Wow. I'm looking here. 1881 to 1884. This is an older book because I've had older books. I used to collect books, actually. Let's see what the copyright date is. It doesn't have a copyright date on it here. Sometimes they're in different places. It costs 40 cents, it says here, when it came out. I'm going to show you the inlay here. They used to really put a lot of graphics in the books in the past. Really, that's really cool. So we have, let's see here. That is just, looks at the metals. I know it's upside down to you guys. I'm going to have to look at it like this. There's a page that's marked. Let's see what the page is. Mark 4 and all. It's engraving rooms. It said, "A gift for you, my friend, enjoy." Well, it wasn't marked in particular. Man, dude, I appreciate this. Man, this is great. I love it. Yeah, this is, it has, different things in here about the U.S. Mint and the history and the presses they used. And I was completely didn't expect this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I will really enjoy this book. I'll definitely check that out. Man, I kind of got out of books. I used to always go to bookstores. I mean, I'm online so much anymore. I don't really use books as much except for the ones I show in the videos, and I'll use a lot of other resources. But here it is. Here it is. Entering according to the Act of Congress in the year 1881. So this basically, the first edition of this, whatever it is, I don't know if this is the first edition, but this was 1881. It doesn't say anything about 1881. That's amazing. Love it. Man, that's one of the best things ever. Thank you. Again, well, I need to get on these coins. I want to show you what I have here, and it's a mix match, and this is great. So he always includes the list here. I'm keeping everything private. Out of 2021 Peace Dollar. Man, I can't get over that book. That's great. You made my week with that book. I'm telling you right now. 1968S, 65 DCAM. Really nice coin. That's an ICG holder. Independent coin grading. They just don't have the market share that even ANACS shares, unfortunately. I'm going to try to go through these kind of quick because there's going to be a lot in here, but we have your normal, like your Ike dollars, Mint State 67, and here's a genuine cleaned Unk Details 1950 Franklin half dollar. And that's what Unk Details means. When you see details on it, that means that coin has been cleaned. That's what that means. Here's the reverse. Boy, it looks like a nice coin. You know, most people would have sold this coin right here as problem-free. Most dealers. Even I might, if I wouldn't look at it close enough, I have to look at it closer and see what's going on with it. Here's an 1883 Mint State 62. Here's the reverse. And I'll tell you, I can't get over that book. That is the earliest coin book I've ever owned in my life. I'm telling you. It's the earliest. And I hope I didn't get the date wrong, but that's what it says in there. The Act of Congress, that's how they do it. Like I said, I used to collect books. It's just been a while. So here's some more. 1898, Mint State 64. Nice white coins. This your normal Morgans I show in the videos, if I can. Nice. Here's the reverse. So these are coins that I have to go through, and I have to, basically I appraise them and make an offer. And I do as fair offer as I can. This is how people ship coins to me. You got to be real careful about shipping coins in the mail because they do get thrown around. The boxes do, so you have to be careful. Here's the reverse. You see just a little bit of wear over the breast there on that one. So it's really nice. You did a little discoloration. You're missing some luster there to the AU50. That's what you look for. You look for the wear patterns and things like that. Here's a 72S, 65. Nice silver coin. Nice. These Ike dollars, they're not worth a whole lot, but they're very popular with people, and they sell out fast when we get them. Here's a 1948 Mint State 63. Full bell lines on the bell. Right back there. Nice coin. Got some graded silver eagles. This one here is a 2021 W Burnished Silver Eagle Type 2 SP70. And that's nice. We're going to take a look at that one. Real nice coin there. So, you know, I've got some work to do. I'll do the appraisal. I didn't expect all this nice stuff in here. This is great. Then we have a 61, another one, spot removed unk details. Spot removed. You know, I've got similar, I got one just like that not too long ago. I think it was on a V nickel. They're putting they need to actually put an insert, a little more detail on how to identify clean coins. I mean, I think that the grading services, that's their obligation, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way I feel, to educate the public about why they grade coins a certain way. That's just the way I feel. I know they do videos and things like that, but seriously. Try to myself up here a little bit. I'm going to get it to where it focuses faster. There we go. 1896. This is cleaned unk details. You know, most people would not think that was a clean coin. That's why I put cleaned on most of my listings. This looks like a decent coin. I guess it's missing a little bit of luster and original. You know, that's why you see on my site, some of those AU coins I have listed as clean probably wouldn't be cleaned. But there's enough of them that I've seen they're over dipped that I bought. So yeah, I go ahead and label them. That way, in case you get the coin, then you're not, you know that it's potentially cleaned. So here we have a 1921 and ANACS holder, ANACS. That's a very nice coin, just graded 63. Reverse. And typical, you know, that has the original patina on it, so it is a nice coin. Then we got some proof nickel here. Not anything really special. That's the thing about these holders. You can see me through it and wants to focus on me still. Camera must like me. There's that. You know, a lot of people send these coins off. They think they can, you know, break open proof sets and they're going to get that 70 grades worth a lot of money. Even in 70, this is not worth a whole lot. And it will have full steps because it's a proof. The proofs just have full steps. It doesn't add value and they don't label it on the holder. Then here is a 1921 Top 100 wide reads. Can't really see the edge reading to show you the difference, but you can go over to Van World and you can look that up. It actually has a CAC sticker on it. That's some really nice coins you sent this time. That's nice. And, you know, like I said, you can look at the reading over on Van World because it actually shows the details. And some more graded. I got some 66 SMSs. Like I said, sending off to ANACS is a little more economical, and they have a faster turnaround right now. But, you know, trying to get that 69 grade here, I'm sure. Those are common there. Most of the time, they're not worth sending off. You really have to cherry pick SMS sets to do that. And then obviously here is and then here's an ADS proof. It's the Susan B. Anthony at 69. I like the ANACS holders. I'm not keen on the yellow, but still yet. Maybe one day they'll eventually change. I like their gray holders. Sometimes they use for silver eagles and modern coins. I like those better. And I got a couple dollar commemoratives here. Now, really, I don't recommend sending this kind of stuff off. Unless you just don't have a holder for it and you just want it basically in an annex holder and just see if you have a 70 grade. I know everybody tries their own hand at grading. It does give you an example maybe. But a lot of times the difference between 69 and 70 is just pure opinion. There's really nothing different as far as the aesthetics of the coin or the eye appeal. Then we have this, and these are always big sellers. This 2006 clad proof set. Like I said, if you have nothing in your proof sets and you want to put it in one of these holders, you figure out how much they sell for on eBay and one of these holders. Maybe you can send off your common date proof sets. And, you know, these will stack. They do make holders you can buy for them. I actually have one, but you can collect your proof sets like this. Then we have a few raw coins. I'm not really sure all that's in here. Looks like there's some peace dollars, some pandas, and there's a medal here. Just pull that out since I don't show those very often. Some small silver, little tiny silver pieces there. And I'm getting almost ready to hit the 100,000, 100K and subscribers. And I'm going to do something special for that. I'm going to do some type of giveaways. But yeah, this here is a medal. It's pretty nice. This goes back to the old metallic coins, or I should say the old metals, and the French engravers. You know, you see a lot of that. I know someone at one of the Green Hills coin shows, and I meant to do a video and show, they have medals like that, and they are just beautiful bronze. They depict artwork and history and historical. Here's some Morgan dollars. Not anything rare. I mean, O over CC. Let's take a look at that one here. It's a lower grade coin. So let's see if we can show the O over CC. It's hard to identify these when they're circulated. So let's see if we can get close enough. You know, the CC was sent. Can you see the little dots around the New Orleans mint there, the O mint? You see the little dots there? It's the ends of the CC. It's hard for me to hold it steady, guys. I shoveled snow, and I got a little soreness in my neck there, my neck muscle. But you can see on both sides of that you can see the dots. And there are different VAMs for the O over CC. But in lower grades, it's hard to identify them. But, man, if you ever see 1900 O's in a dealer's bin, just bunched in a box, sometimes you can find these because they do get overlooked. And what happened was they sent the CC die to the New Orleans Mint. They tried to remove the CC as best they could and then repunched it with their O over top of that, remnants of the CC. And that's what you have there. And it's actually recorded. It's in the paperwork. I mean, the mint doesn't send a die from one mint to another mint without paperwork. It has a paper trail because it could get stolen and someone could create counterfeits, actually, that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Then you have a nice 65 SMS set. And see, people will put this in a 64 proof set and a holder like this, and they try to tell people it's an SMS. You know, I'm here to tell you that it's not, and that's just a fraud. Until it's in a PCGS holder, SMS, 1964, it's not going to be one, in my eyes. You are not just going to find those. I know people think they do, but I'll tell you, for every person that calls me on the phone, sends me an email, or posts in my forum or my group that they have a 64 SMS, then they're not rare. And I'm not joking if I tell you, and I'm not exaggerating if I tell you, that at least 100 people last year said that. There's only supposed to be maybe 28. I mean, there's not that many, and everybody thinks they have one. That's why I know they're not just finding them. And not out of all those people, and probably 300 total since I did that one video, have said they had one. Out of all of them, not one of them has sent me a picture of one graded in a holder and said, you were wrong, I found one. I'm waiting for it. I'll admit it. I'll be the first to do the video on it. I'll put you in the video. I'll sell it for you. I'll buy it from you if I have to. If you actually send it off and it comes back what you think it is. That way, it just gets rid of the arguing. I don't want to argue. I'm not interested in the drama. So we have a few mint sets here and some 70s proof sets. And I'll tell you what, I want to show you these because these are really nice sets. If you've never, and the boxes are always going to tear on you. Expect to get that. I try to tape them, but you can't. It just doesn't work. But these are beautiful sets. These coins, they're decams. They have the Ike dollar and the half dollar and all. These are economical to purchase. You can usually buy someone that in your family, maybe your parents, you can buy their birth year if they're born in the 70s. But they are really nice sets. Like I said, they're clad. They're not worth a bunch of money, but they are nice coins. And to go with it, like this 73 set, you could buy a brown Ike, which is approved 40% in the brown box, you know, in a GSA holder. And you could buy the blue Ike, which is in a blue envelope, and the mint cello, which is a 40% silver. So you could get those two things in this and make a great gift for somebody. Even if they don't collect coins, you know, it's a commemorative basically of their year they were born. I don't know of anybody that wouldn't enjoy getting something like that. It'd be nice if you could even frame it. So we have a few proof sets here, a few 65 SMS sets, and some other clad mint sets. Here's some more proof sets here, like I showed you. And like I said, it's normal stuff that you get. We put up on the site all the time. And then here is some Kennedy halves. Kennedy halves are always popular. And these are in Whitman folders. And it has all the, well, each page, you got an accented hair. That's cool. And if you don't know, when I'm looking at accented hair, I don't try to look at the hair or anything. I look at one thing on this. There are other diagnostics, but this is one thing that I look at. When you're looking at the accented hair, do you see the eye in Liberty? See the bottom of the eye. Look on the inside there on the left-hand side. It doesn't have that little knob. And this one has milk spots on it. And I'll tell you, they're known for having that. It seems like almost every time I find an accented hair in a proof set, it has some type of spot on it. I don't know whether most of the good sets have been gone through and they just saw the spot and I don't know or overlooked it, or it's just the way they did the minting process at first there. And I have a couple of those sheets that have the 40% silver, has a 90%, I see down at the bottom there, another 90% proof. A lot of people mistake these 64 proofs for SMS. They're not SMS. They're just proofs. Here's some nice, at a 50, it looks like it says a DD double die reverse. We'll check that out. And then 55 bugs. And the Bugs Bunny is basically a die clash. It looks like it has vampire teeth. So here's that. That's really cool. That was really nice. So those are really nice there, and I got some quarters as well. So I've got some work to do here. I have to look at these and make an appraisal. You know, typically, you know, some of this is pretty common stuff. So, and we've already made deals in the past on some of this, so we'll be able to do something really good here. I'll be able to make a pretty good fair offer on it. So there you have it. There's my mystery box, man. I love that book. That is a great gift. You know, it makes me want to pay you more money. Oh my goodness. See, I like I said, you know, it's so nice for people to send me things like that. I do appreciate it. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And please hit that sub button and have a great day.